snow falling on that night, and it was the last evening of the year. Okay, last evening of the old year, it was a New Year's Eve, and darkness was gathering. Darkness not only in terms of the outside darkness, the darkness outside to that particular girl who was walking on the road, the little match girl. Not only in that terms of darkness, but also that term of darkness which is just in her fortunes, which is just there in her good being. There is darkness, there is no hope, there is no help for her betterment in her survival. For her good condition, there are little or no hopes, and all her dreams and aspirations are reaching the verge of collapse. In the cold and gloom, a poor girl, little girl, walked bareheaded and barefoot. She was walking bareheaded, barefoot. That just implies that she was very poor. So it was cold and gloomy night. It was a seriously cold night, and she was just walking to sell her matches throughout the streets. She had been wearing slippers. She was wearing the slippers. Of course, she was wearing the slippers. But just see what has been told. It is true when she left home, but what good were they? They were what use or of what profit were they to her when she had just noticed, or when the reality was that she encounters this reality that which is quite away from her fantasies which she can make as a child. Okay, see, she encounters the bitter reality that they were of her mother's. Her mother's slippers, you can make an idea that how big will be the slippers of a mother for a child to wear. Okay, so that was of no use to her. So you can imagine how big they were. The little girl had lost them as she ran across the street to escape from the two carriages that were being driven terribly fast. So they were being driven terribly fast, and she just ran to escape from the vehicles. But as a result, she lost what she was having. Just to save her life, she ran, and then, in just at the cost of saving her life, she lost something more. Okay, she is attempting to save her life by escaping from the terribly fast speed and escaping from the actually the accident which could occur if she would come in front of the vehicle. But actually what is happening, actually the thing which is happening is that uh, that particular girl, she lost what she was already having in aspiration of just saving her life, which was the priority over there. So she had to save her life, so she ran, and in this process she lost both her slippers. One slipper was taken by a boy, no, boy in terms of a naughty boy here, naughty little boy who took her slipper. One, and the other, it could not be found, saying that it would come in very handy as a cradle someday when he had children of his own. When he will be having his own children, it will work as a cradle for them. That was the reply of stupidity and of you can say a kind of humiliation to that girl. Okay, so that was a very rigid reply. That was a very, you can say, a naughty reply. Okay, so that was the boy what he had done. Actually the thing is that when the person is in the bad condition, when the person is in misery, then there are certain kind of people who just take the advantage of it, who are not concerned about their pains, but instead they make an attempt, they make a try to just extract their enjoyment from that scene. Okay, so they take they told the jokes, they take up the enjoyment from that scene, and they make a fun of their miserable condition just by ignoring the fact that someday they will get its punishment in their own destiny. Okay, so they are not, they are what he did was actually wrong, and the little girl felt sad about it. Okay, so he was not concerned about her pain. That was the issue over there. And other slipper could not be found. That was again fate, again misfortune. Okay, so the little girl walked about the streets on her naked feet, which were tough, red and blue with the cold. Now, the physical appearance, red and blue feet with blue and red with cold. Okay, she could not be, of course, you can make an idea. When the feet are turning cold and blue, red and blue, just out of coldness, just out of harsh coldness, then how can the person walk? Every step is a step towards pain for that particular little match girl. In her old apron, she carried a great many matches, and she had a packet of them in her hand as well. She had been carrying those matches into her old apron. Apron is the outer garment people usually wear. Okay, in that particular era, people usually wore that particular outer garment, and here the girl was wearing that garment. What she did, she was having in a great many matches in her old apron, and she was having the packet in her hand as well, just to ensure that if any person wishes to buy the matches, she could immediately sell it hand from hand to hand. Okay, so she was having a packet in her hand as well, just she was ready that somebody would come and he would give a help to her. He would actually help her by just purchasing that packet of matches from her, which would give her some relief, which would give actually a hope, a aspiration to her, some support to her hope that she can return home with at least not empty handed. Okay, so that is the thing. Nobody had bought any from her, but the issue is that nobody had brought any matches from her, and no one had given her a single penny all day. Of course, the people, they had not even brought any matches for her from her, and that was the reason she could not earn even a single penny. She crept along shivering and hungry, the picture of misery, poor little thing. So she just crept, she just walked aimlessly across the road, throughout the road, and she was shivering with hunger. And that was the picture of misery described over here. Okay, poor little thing.